Well, hello. Welcome to Tea Time with Lynn. My name is Lynn Solar, and today we will be chatting with my lovely co star of the evening, Lauren C. Martin, also known as LWOO. So while I wait for some people to join, I'm going to go ahead and let you all know that Tea Time with Lynn is a show that I've created to highlight my creative friends as well as talk about their journey, self care, love, relationships, entrepreneurship, and all that. So I'm waiting for a little bit for LWOO to join. And be sure to come on in, let us know your questions, engage with us. This is a conversation between LWOO and I, and so we definitely want to know what you all want to talk about. Alrighty, LWOO is ready to join. What up, what up, what up? Hey,
Oh, hey, Lynn, how are
I'm
you?
good. How are you?
Doing well, and thank you for asking.
Man, you look all glowy and shiny and happy. How's
Oh,
everything?
doing well, sis. I'm just truly feeling blessed and highly favored. I
Yay.
cannot complain.
That's good. That's awesome. Okay, well, I'm so thankful that you're joining me today. So thank you for being my co-star of the evening. I hope you have your cup of tea. You probably don't since you just did a baby handoff, but
I, right, right. And I know I'm watching him on the baby monitor, Lynn. He's on the baby monitor. That's
hi, Taylor.
So he's talking right now. I'm like praying, like, please. But if he cuts up, please forgive me, sis. I'm gonna have to bring him
It's
on.
totally fine. I'm sure it'll be a treat. And I haven't seen him in video person, so this will be
Right.
nice.
Yes.
Okay, so let's see. We have a couple people joining, and I'm gonna go ahead and get started. What I would encourage any of you all watching is to go ahead and share this
Yeah.
live with 3 or 4 or 10 of your friends, because the more the merrier, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Elwood, I already did my intro, so I want to know. Tell us about yourself. You got a lot of creative titles.
Yeah.
What are your titles? Who are you? Introduce yourself.
Yes. So my name is Lauren C. Martin, and I go by Whoa, baby. And I am the self-confidence speaker. I am an entrepreneur. I'm a motivational speaker. I'm a published author, a talk show host, and truly just a person that is passionate about people being successful and winning in their lives. So I focus on self-confidence because I want you to know that you are worthy of enough to be praised.
Yeah.
And I've written 2 books because I want you to step into your greatness.
Yes.
And entrepreneur because I believe in creating generational wealth. I believe in promoting who you are as a person and truly just claiming, owning, and executing your lane of excellence because you are amazing. So I'm a mom now. I'm a wife. I'm in the process of working on another blessing that I can't speak on right now, but it is a major move, and I can't wait to share it with you guys. I am an entrepreneur. I'm a working mom. I'm working from home, and I'm just, like I said, truly passionate about following my dreams and helping other people to follow their dreams as well.
Yes. I love that I got the word. Like it sounded like you were preaching too. So you could go ahead and add preacher, prayer warrior, sister.
Thank you.
You sound like you be laying the hands daily.
It's truly, thank you, sis.
You're welcome. Well, thank you for that intro. And I'm going to go ahead and greet those that are watching. Thank you so much for joining Tea Time with Lynn Solar and my lovely co-star, Lauren C. Martin, LWOO. And so today we're going to talk about LWOO's journey and self-care. So, Lauren, what I want to do today is because you're the first person that I've had on to talk about self-care, and we only got about like an hour and a half. I
Right.
want to focus on self-care as it relates to your journey.
Yeah.
So, which is important because you just laid out all of these super amazing titles. And so
Right.
I want to know how you just came about and what you do for self-care and how you manage it all. So the
Yes.
first question for you is, how do you define self-care?
Yes. I define self. But I think it's important to remember that we have to love on ourselves and focus on ourselves as well, because as women, we're natural nurturers. It's in our nature to just focus on other people, and we can just forget about ourselves. And so I would define self-care as truly putting yourself first, loving on you, and embracing everything about yourself unapologetically.
Yes, I love that. I feel all warm and fuzzy. For those of you that don't know me or don't know, self-care is one of my favorite topics to talk about. And I see a couple people are chiming in. So, hey, what's up to all of you all that are watching? Hi, Ramses from Mexico. Ooh, I can't wait to get back. I'm
Yes.
missing Mexico right now. J Lo says she loves this. Lynn, self care is so important. So, for those of you all watching, go ahead and chime in and let us know how you self care and how you define self care. And if anything resonates with you while we're talking, go ahead and let us know. Like, the more you engage with us, the more we will all enjoy this experience. So, okay, so you define self care really well. Tell
Thank you.
me, how do you self care? Like, what are some things that you self care?
So how I self-care is truly by journaling. I love to write things down. I love to express myself through my writing. With me being a published author, it truly is an outlet for me.
Yeah.
And I also love taking a good old bubble bath. I
Yeah.
love with my Epsom salt, get your candles going. I mean, truly just get your wine, right and out and enjoying my bubble bath. That it truly just gives me a sense of peace.
Yeah.
And then I love going over Bible scriptures. Like, you would really be surprised how much your spirit and your heart can align with
Yes.
scriptures. And you literally will say one of them, or you'll hear somebody say it and you'll be like, oh my God, that's me. That's it. That's me. And so one of my go-to Bible scriptures is, to whom much is given, much is required.
Mhm.
Or no weapon formed against me shall prosper.
Yes.
Or I
Yes.
do all things through Christ who
Really
strengthens me.
strengthens me.
I don't know, when you feel it, when you say it, just you could be having the worst day ever. I'm telling you, somebody will say something to you and you'll be like, no weapon formed against to prosper. Okay. I don't know. It just woo. It gives you like that superpower.
Yes.
And so that's another form of my self-care, because I like pumping myself up. If
Yes.
if ain't nobody else gonna beep your horn, G,
Yes.
you gotta be the one to do it. You gotta be the one to be like, I'm cold, I'm bad. I,
Yes.
I know I'm dope, like that self-confidence. So I think my top three would be journaling, my bubble bath, and then taking time to pour into me by saying affirmations to myself, reading Bible scriptures and pumping myself up with that, and listening to my music. Like, I don't know, music will really just take you to another place of joy.
Yes.
Like, you will hear your song from back in the day and you would just be like, dang, like before you know it, you snapping your fingers, you
Yes.
clapping your hands, like, and it's a whole vibe. It's a
Yes.
whole vibe. So I would say for me, those are some self-care essentials that I do to just really love on Lauren. And I love taking walks too. Um,
Yeah.
my son and I, we go on stroller rides very often. Like, the weather was nice yesterday, and
Mhm.
so we took a stroller ride. We love nature,
Yeah.
so I think just being in tune with your surroundings and really embracing everything that God has created and put in front of you.
Yes, I love that. And sis, you have amazing energy. I was just thinking, like, Laura's gonna come with the bam.
Thank you,
And it's
son.
everything that I needed to. So thank you so much for always being amazing and always having this amazing energy. And even
Thank
while I was listening to you, I was thinking, to let everybody that is watching know that like this is how you cultivate your energy too. Like, you know, if you're not pouring into yourself and giving yourself like the love and care that you give to others, then it's impossible for you to continue to be that energetic or that whole person.
Exactly.
So for all of those watching, I hope you're taking notes on how LWOO self-cares. Now,
Yes.
let's see. So how often do you do these self-care things?
Yes. So I do the self-care. I at least try to do one of those things on a regular basis. So like the journaling, you know, when I'm up and doing like during those late nights like breastfeeding,
Yeah.
I'll try to make sure that I that I journal. Um he had to he had to make his way. He had to make his
But
way.
he looked at you like, you didn't tell me I had to be camera ready right now. It was
Exactly.
just like,
Didn't tell me. I know, Chip. I know. You see, you
hi,
see.
Tyler.
Say hi.
Tyler.
Say hi. I was just answering the care portion. I
Yeah.
was telling them the journaling, like I'll try to do that in the quiet hours.
Mhm.
You know, like when after I'm breastfeeding, if I have a moment, I'll write it down. The bubble bath, I'll also try to I wake up before time. Like he like our household wakes up at 6 a.m. So
Woo.
I wake, yeah. Yeah, we get up really early, and so I'll sometimes wake up at 5 a.m.
Okay.
Just to get a bath in, just to get some quiet time, because like with me being a mom now, I noticed that you either have to wake up before the baby or after the baby goes down. You might have to get some extra work in.
Yeah.
So I'll try to like base it off of his schedule, like with my bubble bath. Now we did work into his routine. Like in the morning, we always pray.
Mhm.
That's a part of his routine, like with the music and everything. So I'll also do those Bible scriptures like early in the morning.
Okay.
When Champ is up with Ty, so we'll have Bible study right before Ty leaves for work.
Got you.
Mhm. And then the walks, we do those in the afternoon after he wakes up from his nap. Is if the weather is nice.
Got you.
Mhm.
So let's insert some pieces about your journey because you're an entrepreneur and you just talked about all these amazing things that already sound like a full day of work.
Yeah.
Where, how do you insert your creative things?
Yes, yes. So I definitely do have a full day because I work a full-time job from home, and then I'm also a full-time mommy. So I'm doing that on top of running LWOO. So you know what? Here's the secret, and
Yeah.
I'm so glad you asked that, Lynn. How do I do it? I
Yeah.
have a team. I have a team. I have a social media manager
Mhm.
who handles my pages. Like she handles my LWOO show page. I have a LWOO Enterprises page, and she runs that for me. So I just send her the content,
Yeah.
and she posts it for me. So I don't even have to worry about posting it or keeping up with it or anything like that, because she will handle that for me.
Mhm.
So I have her assisting me, and then when my husband gets home from work, he'll watch Champ, and then that gives me time to work on things for LWOO. And then also on the weekend, sometimes Thailand will go to my mom and dad's house, and that also gives me time to work on my businesses.
Yes, yes, that's awesome. I'm going to need to add more people to my team soon. Like now that I've been
Me too.
doing this weekly series and doing my monthly discussion group, I'm like, I need a team. Like I need a content manager because you post something and then you have to manage the comments or you want to like
I,
it So, you know, you want to comment and engage back with people. So, yeah, I'm definitely excited for the day that I will add a
Yeah.
content. I think it's coming pretty soon.
Yes, I'm keeping us both in prayer because
Yes.
that will definitely help us both.
Yes. Thank you. So you mentioned your whole enterprises and your speaking things. Tell us about each of them.
Yes, so the LWOO show, and it was live. I actually was so proud that we had did a show in person. This was before COVID.
Yeah.
That did a show in person, and Lynn, it was amazing. Like, I got to interview four amazing women, and I got to interview them in person before COVID, and then the LWOO show. I was shooting my show out of this amazing studio. Yeah, it made me feel like Oprah, girl. I would walk on set, and I mean, my makeup, hair, like, they had this whole set for me, like the chair and everything. I had music, like, Lynn. I was like, oh, this was big. I felt like I had made it. Like, it
Yes.
was like a big deal. And I think the only reason, because we had did the live show, and we were gonna go back to doing that, and then COVID hit, and then the show became virtual, but I was pregnant.
Yeah.
Time, and that was hard. And then I had Champ, and then I had my son, and then I'm like, oh, okay, I see that. I see that becoming a mom is a little bit more, it's a little bit more than I thought. So
Yeah.
I was like, oh shoot, this gonna take me out for a little bit. So, so I was like, okay, I gotta adjust, to these late hours, because the baby be. I remember when we first brought him home from the hospital, it was like, whoa, and we had to get them late hours, waking up every hour. So I did the virtual show, but I'm proud to say that 8 months. He's 8 months. I finally then found my rhythm
Yes.
as a mom, and now finally, the LWOO show will be coming back virtually in April. I'm going to interview two people. April, I said no later than May. And I'll be interviewing people, getting the show back up and running, because I'm so excited about it. And people are like, I've been waiting on it. So the LWOO show is an opportunity for me to interview African Americans who are up and coming entrepreneurs who need a light to be shined on them with what they're doing in the community and what products they're selling. We want to support you. So that's what it's about. And LWOO Enterprises focuses on self-confidence.
Nice. Nice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I love that. So Thailand came in and changed the game up for you.
Yeah, he changed it. Yeah, and look at Thailand. Cause he cracking up laughing, because he know, boy,
I did that. Yes.
I did that. He definitely did.
That's hilarious. Hey Carmen. Hey to our new viewers out there. Welcome to Tea Time with Lynn Solar and LWOO, Lauren C. Martin. Today we are talking about LWOO's journey and how she self-cares. So we just heard a lot about all of her different titles, how Thailand came in and busted up the game on us.
He,
And
he came in and he slowed me down. I had to take a break. I was like, a quick intermission.
yes.
And that intermission was, it's been 8 months. I'm like,
But look,
I did it.
I mean, I do think that like slowing you down is good. You know, sometimes we go too fast, and then it's like when we go too fast, we expect results to happen like right away. And that's not how the journey works in general. And I also want to remind you, don't get too comfortable, because once you start walking.
Right. I heard that people was like, oh, terrible twos. Now people telling me two and three. 2 and 3, and I heard they get into everything. So like you said, sis, be prepared, because when they start walking, it's on a whole nother level. Oh, and somebody said, is he a Leo? No, he's a Cancer. His birthday is June 26th.
Little troublemaker. It's so funny. Okay. So back to the matters at hand. Okay, so I wanted to know, when did you start implementing self-care? Like, so personally for me, when I started self-care, and self-care is so very new to the world still. Like, it's such a new concept. And I started it from just having like a series of, I guess, tragedies or catastrophes or disappointments that just made me stop. And the only way I picked myself up was these adding gradual things, and just consistent exercise and things like that. So, like, how did you come about in self-care?
Yeah, I came about self-care because, like you said, Lynn, during the pandemic, I think it was nothing but God that said, you know what, you just need to slow down and just focus on you and the baby, and your husband. Like, and that's exactly what I did. I had so much time during my pregnancy to just be with Lauren and really start prepping my mindset of becoming a mom. And then when he got here, when he was asleep, and I was up still, doing something around the house, I had to just find ways to pour into Lauren because of course, when you're growing up, people tell you that becoming a mom and a wife, especially a mom, that it puts a halt on your dreams and your goals. And I didn't want to accept that. I wanted to know that, what, I can still keep myself together and be proud about motherhood and also still find time for Lauren. So learning how to take those much needed breaks, because I also think that when you work so hard, you don't always want to take that.
I was like, oh.
He kicked the I'm so sorry. He kicked the table and the phone fell. But I was just saying that you work so hard, and sometimes you don't want to take that break because like you were saying, I gotta get this done. I gotta be productive. Right. But the thing is that I'm always productive, and what I actually needed to learn was how to relax. Because I'm always busy. I'm always moving and grooving, and I'm always productive. And so I said, you got to learn how to relax. So that's when I started practicing self-care and doing that bubble bath and taking those walks and just really, journaling more, reading my Bible, the Bible scriptures. I just really I started joining like little virtual workshops. Like I remember I came on yours. So more girl time, connecting with my girlfriends. So I just really started tapping into all of that, because I realized how important it is for me to be in tune with Lauren mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. Because if I'm at my best mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, then everybody else can be at their best when they're around me because they're receiving the best of me.
Absolutely. I love that. That was perfect the way you said it. I can't wait to watch the replay so that I could capture exactly what you just said, because that's amazing. So Heatwave says the same. She feels the exact same way. I'm used to being so busy. I've really learned to slow down. Didn't realize how much I needed it. Yeah, we're all like that. And well, for the most part, a lot of us are like that. I'll take that generalization out, but a lot of us are like that. And one thing that I also want to say, that one of my favorite phrases that I came up with as I had been self-caring and learning how to maneuver and adjust, and just kind of flow with whatever was happening through the season, is that rest is also productive. That's why God rested on the seventh day. That's why there's rest. That's why we sleep. Our body restores when we get rest, and when we give it rest, and when we give it what it needs, our minds refresh. A lot of my ideas actually come from rest. And I can put on a schedule that I'm gonna create at this time of the day, but if I'm not fully rested, if I haven't had enough food, if I'm cold, like all of those things come into play to give our body what it needs to be to be our best self. So I certainly love that you shared that. So I think that's all of my like real deep questions about self-care. And if anyone watching, if you have any questions for LWOO or I regarding self-care, go ahead and drop it in the comments, or you can hit that little question bubble and add your question there. So and if you get any like helpful ideas, definitely drop those too in the comments too. Let's share.
Let's share. And I love that you said that, Lynn. The last thing I want to say for people out there about self-care is remembering to I say the 3 R's: refresh, renew, and rejuvenate.
Yes.
Because when you self-care, you're refreshing your spirit.
Yes.
You're refreshing your spirit and your heart. It's like you're cleansing yourself.
Yeah.
And when you renew yourself, you're renewing yourself for the person that you've been praying to.
Tylen, keep getting us.
He is strong. He is strong like his dad. I was saying with renew, you're renewing yourself to become the person that you've been praying for, because we're all a work in progress.
Yes.
So you're renewing yourself to become that person that you've been praying for. And then rejuvenating, this is a joyous occasion, you know.
Yes.
Self-care shouldn't feel like a job. It really feel like something that you enjoy.
Yes. Yes, those are perfect, and thank you for sharing that. Hi, Kiana. Hi, Marcus. Hi, Amaya. Hi, Vaughn. And let's see. Carmen said she's been hesitant to have children because she feels like she won't have time for myself anymore. Girl, I get it. She said, I'm glad you shared how you were able to make time for yourself. Yes, it's important because, you know, I've been single for a long time. And I mean, I'm watching you though, and the one thing that is standing out to me, I don't know if you ever noticed, but you have amazing focus. Like, Tylen keep kicking the phone down, and you're picking up right where you ended the sentence. That could not be me, okay? Auntie Lynn be like, what was I saying?
Exact. And you know what? This is so true, sis. I love what that young lady said about self-care as a mom, and I love what you said about having to learn how to focus and you know, readjust. So 2 things. Number 1, Tylen is on a schedule. That truly helped me. I encourage any new mom, please, when you guys, the young lady in you, when you become a mom, I encourage the schedule. It's not going to be perfect. The baby is still unpredictable, but how you can get your self-care back as a mom is when the baby is napping, that's your time to do your thing. Whether that's taking a nap with the baby, because you know they say when the baby sleep, you sleep, or when that baby is down, at least you know that nap might be solid. Because like I remember in the beginning, Tylen would struggle through his afternoon naps, but he would be killing the morning naps. So when he would be asleep in the morning, I'd be like, okay, this is my time, take that bubble bath, or this is my time, let me get that walk in. You know, like I would come up with my self-care acts. I would work around his schedule because for a while the baby does run it, you know, until they can become, you know, a little bit more self-sufficient, probably when they become a teenager, some are like 8 or something like that. But when they a baby and they a toddler, you know, they do need you to be hands-on, but that does not mean that you don't, you know, that doesn't mean that you can't put yourself first still by working in a way for you to get that self-care. And you're gonna have to, because like I was saying earlier, if you're not at your best, then you can't give your baby your all. And especially if you're breastfeeding too, that in itself takes a lot of your energy, and so you're going to have to refresh, renew, rejuvenate. So,
yes. I'm just so glad that like even Tylen even decided to join us today, because now we are talking about this thing. I don't know if we would have even really gotten to the nitty-gritty of being a mom and a creative. So Tylen knew what he was doing.
That's what he was
doing. Thank you, Tylen.
Yes,
you so much.
and say thank. She said, "Thank you so much, Champ." And you will learn how to, because I used to be that way too before I became a mom. Because I would see the moms on the airplanes and
Right.
or in the grocery store, and you would see the baby cutting up, and
Yes.
and you would be like, "Oh my God, how are they gonna handle this?" And some moms, you would see a little bit of both. Some moms freak out, but then I would
Right.
see a mom that she'd be so calm in the way she
Yes.
would handle it, and I'm like, darn, I hope that when my time comes, I could try to, practice some of that. And now I'm in it. I'm in it. And by the grace of God, he's moving and everything. He got a lot of energy, but I'm able to stay focused because I've learned how to work with him. I just, like I was saying, you learn how to put the baby first, and also at the same time how to put you first and work around it.
I love that. Okay, so Carmen said that you don't hear about self-care as mothers, and that's my fear. And that's true. Like a lot of
Yeah.
mothers, I don't think even when I just think about like my friends who are mothers, and when they were first time mothers and things like that, they self-care just wasn't a thing because we're just so good at putting our baby first, you know.
Yeah.
We want to make sure that they got everything on top of everything on top of everything
Everything.
that they need. And I dig it because, I'm like super auntie. So
I,
I love the babies and I love making sure that they have everything they need. So with that being said, Carmen wants to know, is it difficult to be creative because you're operating off routine or chances? And so, and just to tailor that a little bit more, because I definitely would love to hear that, how that works for you, because for me, I've learned recently in the past 6-7 months or so that I create best when I'm just kind of flowing, when I don't try to make myself create. And
yeah.
so now that you have like this set schedule with Tylen that may change and changes as he evolves and learns and grows. And for me, I'm more of a seasonal like creative. Like I might be creative at 10 to 12 at night, or
Right.
sometimes like right now I'm really creative between 11 a.m. and 4. So how is what do you do? Like tell us about your creativity. Like when
Yeah.
does it pop in, and what do you do to make sure that you're capturing creativity and not losing it to a schedule?
Yes, yes. That's an excellent question. And you know what? My creativity a lot of times comes in the middle of the night. I'm up through the night so much with Champ that I get a lot of, God sends me a lot of my ideas and visions through the night. And when that happens, I write it down in my phone. I write it down in my notes. I'll write it down immediately. As soon as God sends it to me, I'll write it down. And then also I get those breaks. Like, Ty, my husband will help in the evening, and that gives me an opportunity to still create and write things down, and then overnight as well. And then even through the day, like every time I receive something like an idea, I'll write it down immediately. And I'm because I'm really, really big on to-do list.
Yeah.
I write things down and I cross them off as I go. And my creativity, it just flows. It'll just like things will pop in my head, and I'll just hurry up and jot it down. But then also when I get those breaks, I'm utilizing that time to still create.
Yeah.
You And because my mind is always, I'm a Capricorn, so my mind is always, I'm a very ambitious person.
Yeah.
My mind is always that.
Hello, how you
Hi.
doing?
Bye, Tyler.
Damn, say goodbye. Everybody's gonna go. Goodbye.
Thank you for joining Tea Time with Auntie Lynn.
Hey, thank you for joining Tea Time. And I have sorry, I had to give him a kiss.
Oh, that's fine. We gotta love on our husbands. Sure.
Right.
We ain't hating over here, okay?
Yes. With Dad, oh my God, they said he can't
I
leave.
do miss him, but
I know. Darn. But I think I think I was just at the part of talking about those breaks really help. And it's true, things are a little bit more strategic. I am more so on a routine, more so than before. Like what you were saying, Lynn, I would just flow with it because I didn't have as much responsibility.
Yeah.
But that I have so much responsibility, I had to utilize my time management skills.
Yeah.
Even though I'm more on a structured routine now,
Yeah.
still able to create because God still sends me creative juices are still flowing, and I'm still writing them down, and ideas are still coming. Like I got a list full of stuff. I got a list full of stuff that I want to do as a boy mom,
Yeah.
as a Black wife. I mean, I got a whole bunch of stuff. I got a whole. I've been spilled it all, but I got some good stuff cooking up just from becoming a mom. It's almost like I was told that motherhood is a calling, and it's almost like when God allows you to enter into another level of elevation,
Yeah.
he will plant, he's already planted these seeds within you, and then all of a sudden they'll just start blossoming.
Yeah.
Blossoming, and you'll be like, what? And no more, I never thought, and you would have never figured it out until you grew into that level of elevation that he was leading you to.
Yeah.
So now, with me being a mom, all type of stuff has.
Yeah.
I can't even being a wife. All this stuff has came to me. I'm like, where was this? And God is like, yep, I was just waiting. I already had it packed away,
Yeah.
and I was just waiting to drop that seed.
Yes. Yes. I love that. So let's see. We got someone said I gotta go all the way up. I am poetic. Chase, I think is how you pronounce it. Excuse me if I'm mispronouncing it. It said the only kids I have come over receipts. They're going back. They're going back to wherever they came from. Toya, my travel agent, y'all should follow Toya. She said super auntie. I love that. I should start using that as a hashtag too.
Yes.
That's how Kiana said she was a super auntie too. Yep.
Right. Yes. Yes.
Ward Arthur says good job.
Oh, that's my dad.
Oh, hi
And
dad.
my big sis Kiana. Oh, and my other big sis Nepatiti. Nepatiti is here too. Nev. Oh, look.
Let's see. DJ said, as mommies, we have to give ourselves grace. Yes, absolutely. Don't worry. Oh, don't be sorry about loving on your husband, and you gotta love on your baby. Yep. To all of these things. So yeah, everybody, thank you all for your comments. If you have any questions or comments, keep them flowing. You can even push the question button at the bottom of your screen and let us know. And be sure to follow us. I put all of our links in the pinned comment. Follow us everywhere so you can stay up to date on what we're up to. Tea Time with Lynn happens every Tuesday. Well, most Tuesdays, because I'm taking a break next week. Speaking of self-care, but I want to see you on Tea Time with Lynn on Tuesdays. I have some more friends coming, and I just love to share everything that we're working on in terms of our journey and self-care and purpose and love and relationships and all those things. And DJ C says, manifestation of the seeds that was planted early on. Yes, that is so true. Like, there's a season for everything. And, God doesn't give us the whole picture at the same time. He gives it to us in pieces. And once we're obedient and faithful over those small things, or over this season, over this time, he definitely's like, okay, we ready.
Yeah.
He gives us that graduation, that promotion, that whatever it is in our life, like, okay, time to turn up.
Exactly.
Let's see, LWOO, she type. Oh my God, okay, that's you. Okay, so definitely, what's up to everybody that's out there though, and drop in where you're watching from, what city, what state, what country. I know we had somebody from Mexico down here on the Tea Time, so I'm excited to see Tea Time expand and grow. Hey, it's Deborah Claire. That's my boo, y'all.
Oh.
Deborah Claire, thank you for joining, girl. I miss you. Okay, so let's talk about your journey. Let's switch gears a little bit. I want to know, okay, because you have so many things, let me think. What was the first creative entrepreneurial thing, like out of all your titles, you could go ahead and tell us again what your 4 titles are, which came first, and how did they all start to come about?
Yes, yes. So the first title that I ever had was being a motivational speaker.
Mm-hmm.
As a little girl, I I was always on stage.
Mm-hmm.
I am, and somebody just said it too. Somebody was like, I just think I was in a play with you. I'm sure that you were. Please DM me after this because, oh, thank you so much. Somebody said, oh, Mandy said I look pretty. Thank you, man. And I miss you guys and love you too. But yeah, it's true. It's true. As a child, I was on stage. I've always been into performing arts. My line name and AKA is Lights Camera Action.
Oh, nice.
It's lights, camera, action. And so as a little girl, I was always given leadership roles. I was always put into opportunities where I was led to speak. And what really made me be like, this is my gift. I know I'm favored. I know I'm anointed. Is when I did my 8th grade farewell address speech. Lynn,
Yeah.
got them people out there. Seats. And I didn't know I was LWOO then. Like, that's why Neff was like, LWOO. I didn't even know about LWOO. LWOO didn't even come in. God didn't even reveal that until a lot later. But it was Lynn, when I'm on stage, I feel like I'm at home.
Yeah.
That's my happy place. I don't know. I become this light. I just feel like God is shining down on me, like literally. It's like God is in heaven, and he'll just we'll be talking before I come on stage, and then I get on stage, and then God will be like, wait, hold on, y'all, hold on real quick. Get Joseph on the line, and then like, Joseph, call Mary, and then Mary will be like, Mary, call Jesus. Jesus like, let's go, well, do it. And boom, I just become this person on stage. Like, yes. So Lynn, to answer the question, when I'm on stage, that's my first title. I was a motivational speaker, and then I evolved into an author, and then from an author, I became that talk show host. And as a matter of fact, it was speaker, talk show host, then author, and then mentor.
Yeah.
And then finally, if you wrap it all up and put a bow on it, entrepreneur. But I was a speaker first because I played lead roles in small films and movies and acting. I've always done acting. I've been in plays. Then it led into me being a talk show host because I was always interviewing people. I just loved interviewing people. I love hearing people's stories.
Yeah.
A lot of time people want the glory, but they don't know somebody's story. And
Yes.
I love diving in deep to that because you can learn so much from people just hearing their testimony.
Yeah.
There can be no testimony without a test. So then I was like, well, you know what? Let me write this down. And then I became that author. And I was so proud to become a published author by the age of 25.
Yeah.
An author. And then I became a mentor. I've always been big on giving back, again with that Bible scripture, to whom much is given, much is required. So I'm like, I got to give back to my people. I got to create a legacy, because it's not about me.
Right.
That's what really pushes me and motivates me, knowing that it's bigger than me. So for anybody out there that feels like giving up, and hence my t-shirt. This is my one of my LWOO t-shirts, never give up on your dreams.
Yes.
If you're ever feeling down and out and you're feeling low, I encourage people to think about the people who are looking up to you. Think about your sister, your brother, your child. There is somebody in your circle that is counting on you to win. And if you give up, if you stop fighting, then they're going to be like, well, if Lynn not going to keep fighting, then why should I? If LWOO ain't going to keep fighting, why should I? Like, somebody in your circle is inspired by you, whether they have told you or not.
Yes.
Watching you, they are looking up to you, and they are counting on you to win. And whether they have enough courage to tell you or not, they want the best for you. They're proud of you, and they're saying, you know what, if she can do it, I can do it too.
Yes. Girl, you know what? I ain't gonna lie, I just got all the shivers. Like, I'm sitting here like tingling like a fresh breeze just came right on in because
Yeah.
like that message was for me.
Yeah.
And like I'm listening to you speak and I'm just like, I see why we're sisters. Like we have
Yeah.
so many similarities, even in like our t-shirt choices. Like, you know, I have a shirt that says, keep going, the wins are worth it.
Oh,
But you have such a different angle about it. Like for me, it's like, you know, for me, it's about like getting through those hard moments in the journey. But I don't always stop and think about the people that are looking up to me. Like I don't always think that there's people looking at me and checking for me and really like looking at me to be a model. Like that's not at the forefront in my mind ever. But that right there is definitely what I should also be thinking of, because I do, you know, I'm human, so I do have moments where I'm thinking, this idea isn't working, this dream isn't working, this journey isn't working. Let me just go ahead and switch and do something else, or my life will be easier if. But
yeah.
what you just said is so important to think about. I guess that's the point of legacy. Like it's
Yes.
about what we're doing with our gifts and who we inspire with our gifts. So I love that.
Yes.
I'm
And
still shivering from it.
it,
Girl,
it's
you a bird.
so true. It is so, I thank you for that, sis, because it's so true. I love what you said, because you are such an amazing person. You have such a phenomenal spirit and heart. I love everything about you. Your singing, you have a beautiful voice. And the thing is that God would have never planted the seed or the idea or the vision if he hadn't already validated it.
Yeah.
Already validated it. And so I love that, like you said, you may, like most people don't stop and think about how this idea or this vision could be for somebody else, but it truly is, because when God planted the seed in us, when he gave us the gift, he wasn't just giving us a gift to serve a purpose through us. He was giving
Right.
us a gift so that we could deliver it to the world.
Yes.
We're a package.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I totally 100% agree. Thank you so much for that. I'm sitting there like, you're not gonna make me cry on this Instagram.
yeah.
Let
Right.
me check in on these comments so I can like suck back these little watermarks. So he was saying Lynn is unique as ASF. I am not gonna curse. Lynn is thank you, Carmen. It's bigger than us. Yes, our gifts are definitely bigger, and our purpose is definitely bigger than us, and our little bubble that we have is so much bigger. What's up, Aunt P? Let's see, Carmen. I'm reading backwards, so I'm like missing some things. Let's see. Carmen says she doesn't think about them as often as I should. People are relying on me to make it. Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
And so Carmen is one of my homegirls, and I like to push her. And y'all have been on my virtual hangout before at the same time. So Carmen says, I think she said earlier that you all were both in a play, Fuzzy Man or something. Is that the name of the play?
What was the name of it?
Fuzzy Man. I'm assuming that was the name of it.
I don't. Yeah, I have to look. I don't think so. It doesn't ring a bell yet. Fuzzy Man.
Is
Uh,
that what Carmen, check in and let me know if that's the name of the play, or you just was
yeah.
randomly saying Fuzzy Man. I mean, it could have been either or.
And oh yes, and somebody said your gifts will make room for you.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Let's see. Deborah Claire said, that's real. Y'all a beautiful woman. I'm logging off back to doctoral studies. So like Deborah Claire, she's one of my super friends too. So good luck on your studies if you're still on. Let's see. Yep, Carmen, you got to keep reminding yourself that someone is inspired by you. So yeah, thank you all for engaging with us. If you all have any questions for LWOO and I, go ahead and drop them in the little question bubble and we'll address them. And again, welcome to Tea Time with Lynn. Tea Time is designed for me to highlight my creative friends as we chat about our journey, purpose, how we self-care, our relationships, be it business, romantic, what have you, and just anything that kind of just pops up into our head. Carmen said that the play that you all were in was in Harold Washington Center. So you all will have to make sure that you all follow LWOO and I on all of our handles that I have pinned to the chat. And I wanted to say, see, here I go, forgetting I don't even have a baby to lose my focus on, but I'm like, what was it I was gonna ask? I forgot. So I'll remember later. But I wanted to also talk to you about, you mentioned tests and testimonies. So
Yes.
while I love that we're talking about all the great and warm and fuzzy uplifting things, I think what also makes us great is the things that we've been through.
Yeah.
So tell us about, I don't know, a testimony or like a lesson or something that you had to learn through your journey that was maybe a hard moment, a disappointment, something that comes to mind. Share that with us and how you kind of got around it or dealt with it or got out of it.
Yes, yes. A lesson that I have learned along my journey is don't dim your light. Don't dim your light for one moment. I think sometimes in life we do that in order to make other people comfortable, but then we're uncomfortable. So I don't think at any point in your life you should ever question who you are, and you shouldn't question your character of who God created you to be. So be unapologetically you and be proud about that. Don't underestimate yourself. Don't compare yourself to people. Know that who God has created you to be is the perfect being, that you don't need anything more or anything less, because God don't create no junk. He creates perfection, and you are perfect the way that you are. So I realized that I don't need to dim my light, that when I walk in a room, the people who are attracted to my presence are people that know that I'm there I'm there on business. And the reason why I say that is because I'm there for a purpose, to make you smile, to make you feel good about yourself, to make you laugh. I'm there to encourage you and empower you. You know, I'm not there to be an intimidation factor. And if you're intimidated by me, and I learned this from my big brother, C. King, sometimes people see something within you that they wish they had within themselves. And how you deal with that is, because I'm also a work in progress, I've been practicing not taking things personally, because like they say at my church, what somebody thinks about you has absolutely nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with you. So you sitting around trying to figure out why so-and-so don't like me. It ain't none of your business, because as you're thinking about why that person doesn't like you, you're wasting time focusing on your dream. You need to be focusing on your dream and your goals. You need to stay productive when it comes to what you're supposed to be accomplishing. You don't have time to run around and question why so-and-so don't like you, or why you need to dim your light. If anybody makes you feel that way, then they should not be in your circle, because they can't handle your light. They cannot handle your light. And that's the problem. That's why I said some people see something within you that they wish they had within themselves, and their maturity level is not there yet. And that's okay. That's okay. So, but at no time should you ever dim your light and change who you are to make somebody else more comfortable. And now you uncomfortable because now you didn't change something about yourself that's been working for you. You don't have a responsibility to anybody's insecurities. Because people would project, they will project their fears and their insecurities onto you. And then before you know it, you carrying that around. And that's your job to fix that. That's their job to fix that. So a life lesson that I have learned is don't dim your light. I'm LWOO, baby. So either you gonna take it or you gonna leave it. And either or is fine with me, because I'ma still keep rising to be the queen, the black queen that God created me to be.
Listen, I was sitting here thinking Instagram needs to have a tip jar, because those watching, like, y'all didn't think y'all was coming for multiple sermons on today. But then you didn't preach the whole word. Like, we didn't preach the word in multiple areas. And one thing that I want to make sure that we connect the themes. As you're talking about not allowing people to dim your light, to take your joy, to distract you, not to take things personal. The way that we do it best is through self-care. Because self-care keeps us even, it keeps us focused, it keeps us restored, it keeps us rejuvenated. And so the times where you feel like you about to pop off, you about to come out your character, or that you just are taking things a little bit too personally, you need to go self-care. Like, go rest.
Exactly.
like,
Exactly.
like seriously, because that's when you're off. Like you're off when you need to rest. And so I just want everybody to be very cognizant that your body is telling you what you need, and it's constantly
Mhm.
telling you. And like you said earlier, like your mind, your body, your spirit, they're all connected. And so the more strength and attention that you give those things, the stronger you become as a person, and the stronger you become in the pursuit of your purpose. So
Yeah.
that's amazing. I don't even remember what the question was, but your answer.
It's and that, but you spot on, Lynn. The self-care is so true, because as human beings, sometimes, because nobody on this earth wants to be isolated and alone. We all want to feel loved. And
Yes.
a lot of times disagreements and arguments occur because in that moment we didn't feel loved, and we didn't feel supported. And
Yes.
so the reason why self-care is so important is because even if somebody in your family, even if somebody out of your circle of friends cannot take the time to notice you, or
Yes.
compliment you, or say, I'm proud of you, I love you, I see you, keep killing it,
Yeah.
you have to do that for yourself. You
Yes.
have to be your biggest cheerleader.
Yes.
Even if nobody is acknowledging it or
Yes.
affirming it, you have to affirm you. You have to acknowledge you, and you have to love and support yourself, because sometimes everybody is not at a level of maturity to be able to give you that compliment. And it doesn't mean that they don't want to see you win. Doesn't
Right.
mean that they're hating on you. Just they don't know how to give a compliment. They're not there yet.
Yes.
And you can teach them through your actions.
Yes.
You could teach people how to love you. You can teach people how to support you by the way that you treat and love yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
And then I'm reminded of a practice that I'm gonna share with everybody out there. So I just I got laid off in the end of July, and and I've been working from home since the pandemic started. So it's like I already live single, and basically my whole world is now in my home, in my
Right.
bubble. And so it just kind of makes some of the things of like loneliness and fear and rejection and taking things personally, kind of makes those things a little bit more intense on the impact level.
Yeah.
So sometimes when I reach out to my friends and I get advice, I might not get the advice that I'm looking for, or I might get a little bit more offended or take things a
Right.
little bit more personally, judging because I'm judging what they're asking me and why they're asking me certain questions as they're trying to help me, right?
Right.
So one thing that I've started doing was really stopping, hugging myself, and
Yeah.
saying, tell yourself what you would have liked to hear.
Yes.
And I sat there and I thought, well, I would have loved if they first told me I understand. So I start off and I say, Lynn, I understand where you're coming from. Yes, I see that that is a problem. Here's how you can get around it. Or maybe, no, we don't have to figure it out right now. Let's just sit and I'll sit with you. And so I've cared for myself, and I've given myself care in the way that I thought I needed it from someone else. But the
Yes.
reality is, it still starts from us. It starts from us. So yeah, I love that. Self-care is so important, and I'm so thankful that we're growing up in a time now where self-care is being embraced.
Exactly.
Because this whole world needs it the most right now, especially this country, with everything going on in the world.
It's true. It's
Yeah.
true, because people can get lost on social media. People can get lost in the likes and the comments, and get caught up in comparing themselves to celebrities and that type of lifestyle, which is the reason why you're right. Self-care is needed, because in this day and age, you have to get comfortable being with yourself, loving yourself, knowing who you are, and being proud of that.
Yeah, yeah. Let me read some of these comments. Let's see. Hey, what's up to everybody that's watching? And I forgot, I saw people letting us know where they were tuning in from, and I didn't get to check it in. I know I saw St. Louis in there. I'm making this up with Washington D.C.
Yes.
Hey.
Yes, LA, right?
I'm just making it up. But let's see. Carmen said she had a revelation not to take things personally. Amaya said, "Woo, child, now that's a word." we were talking about not comparing and stuff, and the collection plate got passed. Kiana was like, yes, wear the collection plate. Put your cash apps in the pinned comments. Oh, I didn't even see that. I'm $ Lynn Solar. I have an issue typing and talking at the same time, but LWOO, go ahead and drop yours. Nobody's ever asked for the cash app on mine, so I definitely like to receive blessings whenever people ask for it. Let's see. Carmen said self-care is so necessary. We need to be reminded of our own self-care. Hey, Chris, I see you on here. Chris is one of my homeboys. Let's see. Yeah. So, let's see. Is there anything else that you want to share about your journey or self-care that we haven't yet covered?
No. Just that, whatever your faith and your belief system is, you just have to truly center yourself. You really have to wake up in the morning being thankful and grateful that you woke up, and just doing a routine that works for you, whether that's prayer, meditation, journaling, taking that bubble bath, taking that walk, whatever it is that brings you peace of mind and that makes you happy. That's your responsibility to yourself, to make yourself happy, to make sure you have peace of mind. I know it's so much going on in this world, but don't allow anybody to take your peace of mind and your happiness.
Yeah.
Protect your I would say protect your peace, protect your joy. It's almost like your reputation and your character. Like you owe yourself to do self-care for yourself, because you are important. You are valued, you are special, and you are one of a kind. Not even identical twins have the same DNA. And you are a masterpiece.
Yes.
So that's I would just say with self-care, just make that at the top of your list, because you've been working hard, and I know each and every one of us can be hard on ourselves, but you know what, you owe it to yourself to say, you know what, great job, sis, and it's okay to rest.
Yes. Permission to rest.
Yes, permission.
I love that. Permission to rest. Okay, so LWOO, I want to ask, can you tell us about like a big disappointment that you've had?
Wow, a big disappointment. I would probably say a big disappointment for me would just be that in my friendships, and a lot of my friendships, and my family, and even to my audience on social media, I am always seen as someone that people look up to, and so I'm normally put in a position where I am the bigger person, and so sometimes it's a disappointing feeling when someone has wronged me, or they have done something to me, and they're not big enough to admit it, like by reaching out and calling or texting, because sometimes people are fearful of rejection. And so if they've wronged you or made a mistake, it's not as easy for somebody to apologize or to say, you know what, I was wrong. So I would just say that that's a big disappointment, knowing that people are not mature enough to be the bigger person to say if they haven't necessarily supported you or loved on you the way that you want it to be. Because we do know as entrepreneurs that this lifestyle can be lonely, and you will work so hard on a product or on a show, and it'll be your closest friends and family that don't even support you. Ooh. And so that can be disappointing when it's the people who say they love you who aren't showing up for you. And so at first that was disappointing, but how I've been able to handle that, whether it's friends, family, or an audience, is just knowing that, again, not taking it personal, realizing that once again, that particular person is not on your maturity level when it comes to being the bigger person to support them in their endeavor. So of course you may be jumping through hoops to get to their basketball game, and maybe you were at every single basketball game that your friend had, and
Yeah.
then you I don't know, you become this person where you're like a tennis player and you have all these games and they don't come to not one.
Yeah. Yes.
And it's not that you're doing tit for tat, it's just that you were so engaged when they
Yeah.
were a basketball player and you showed up for every game. It's like, can't you just show up for one? Can't you just love, care, respect, and support me the way that I've done for you? But two things, like I said: one, maturity level may not be there, and number two, everybody's love language is different.
Yes. Yep.
So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think that would be mine.
Yeah, I definitely that resonates with me because that was like a significant part of the beginnings of my journey, and it's still like sometimes it kind of weaves itself in when I'm tired. um, but yeah, it's just the piece about the love language was something that my prayer partner told me. I just recently, within the last 4 or 5 months, it was like you got to remember that people have different love languages. And and you get that when you understand that love language is more than just, oh, I like physical touch. No, it's like it's a key to how we operate and engage with each other. And
Yeah.
that I do with my friends don't know this, so this is a secret. This is something I got
Right.
told about myself. But sometimes I list out my friends and I try to guess what their love language is, because I also think that that's key about just being a natural, nurturing, loving human. Like, we're
Yes.
supposed to know our people in our circles so much that we can just guess what their love language is.
Yeah.
Like, we're supposed to be discerning and
Yeah.
caring about strangers, that we can pinpoint what the love language is. And another thing that I love to do that I think me and Carmen talked about a couple months ago was like being fluent in multiple love languages.
Yeah.
Um, I built that skill because I used to be a teacher in a pre-K classroom, and so I had to health check all of my little ones, and
Exactly.
I needed to know, like, okay, well, this one likes a little pat on his back. This one likes for me to help him tie his shoe. Like, all of those are different types
Exactly.
of love languages. So yeah, like I think though what gets us through those disappointments is just remembering that our purpose and our legacy are
Yeah.
the things that we're here on this earth to do, and it kind of keeps us going. And I also don't want to leave this chat without saying that therapy.
Yes.
So
Therapy is key. And
therapy is
it's
key.
nothing, and I know in the Black community, it's something that's shied away from sometimes, but I feel like now in 2021, people are okay with saying that they're going to therapy, because you could be going to therapy and there could be nothing wrong. You can go to therapy when things are great. You can go to therapy when things
Yes.
are bad. For example, me and my husband, we did premarital counseling.
Yeah.
They offer it at my church, and it's good to do that, because communication and trust are two things that you need in a relationship. And my husband and I, we met when we were 18 and 19, and now we're 32 and 33. So people evolve, and I've heard of two things. Some people say when you get older, you can either grow apart or you can grow together, and it's
Yeah.
very important for us to be able to grow together.
Yeah.
So the premarital counseling was amazing. And then even after that, going to counseling, just really learning the roles of what it takes to be a wife and a husband, because so many people make up their own interpretation of it, but it's important for you to have your own set of rules and do what works for your household. So it's key. Therapy is important, because it truly, truly can give you that confidence and that voice about yourself and about someone else that you never knew you had. And even like now, I'm in therapy. I have a therapist, and I just spoke with her today, as a matter of fact. And I really feel like in this pandemic, you need an outlet. You need an outlet, and you don't want it to become drinking or smoking. You have to find an outlet that's healthy.
Yeah.
And not that you can't have a glass of wine, but if you're doing anything excessively, then that's a problem. And so if you need an outlet, I'm like you, Lynn. I encourage therapy because that truly can be an outlet for somebody.
Yeah, yeah. I think this is your dad. He says, you guys are doing a fantastic job. Maybe it's both of you are doing a fantastic job. Keep up the good work. And oh, love your mom and dad. Thank you, mom and dad, Warwick.
Hey, hey.
Let's see. And then someone said, talk about it, love language. Okay, yeah. So, I'm going to, I want you to come back and talk about relationships, because the piece that you were talking about, I was about to ask you a question and I thought, nope, that's going to lead us on a whole other time with Lynn. So I definitely want to have you back and talk about relationships in your journey. Because that's such a very important piece to it, and I want to make sure that we don't shift into a whole nother 2 hours. But before I let you go, this is a question that I ask everybody. So for the journey, I have 3 affirmations. I am enough. Keep going. The wins are worth it. And rejection is just redirection. Which one of those, if you can pinpoint, because I know it's hard. It's sometimes hard to pinpoint the whole journey or a piece of it, but which one of those resonates with you the most and why?
It would be rejection is the new redirection, because the reason why that resonates with me the most is because I went to school for broadcast journalism. And so I was thinking that when I graduated college that I was going to be a reporter and anchor. That's it. That's all. But God redirected my path and showed me that, because I was being told that, hence the saying, I was being told that I wasn't enough, because I was told that I was overqualified or that I needed more experience. And so it took a big hit at my self-confidence, which is the reason why one of my businesses focuses so heavily on self-confidence. But it reshaped my direction, and it redirected my path, because God revealed to me that he doesn't want me to be that traditional reporter and anchor. He literally has ordained a path for me that doesn't exist, because here I was trying to fit into a box of Oprah, of just paving the way after all the greats. And God saying, I have your own unique divine path for you that is ordained. And the reason why you can't find it is because it doesn't exist. You're going to be the first of your kind, because you're one of a kind. So he truly, truly redirected me to see that LWOO and your talk show and you being a speaker, that you're a blueprint. You're a blueprint, and it can't be duplicated because it doesn't exist. So here I was thinking at the time, oh my God, I'm not the traditional reporter and anchor. This wasn't supposed to happen to me. I went to school for this. And God is saying, no, this is the path that I directed for you, because I have bigger, better, and greater in store for you. Bigger, better, and greater in store for you. So that's the reason why that resonates with me. Because I truly, truly have became the woman that God ordained me to be, because he favored me to be able to see further than what I had in front of me, because I kept the faith and I trusted the process. And I now understand how powerful he has made me, because he has evolved me into this person that I never even knew that I could be, because he took me through the back door and not the front door.
Yes, VIP, right?
Yeah. He showed me that you ain't got to go through the front door, because I'm like, well, I want to go through the front door just like everybody else.
Right.
And no, I'm not taking you through the front door. I'm taking you through the back door, because I need to show you that you're not like everybody else.
Yes. And I love what you said about creating something new. One of my favorite songs is Tasha Cobb's Getting Ready, and she's like, eyes haven't seen and ears haven't heard. And we know that's the scripture, right? Like, all that I have prepared for you. And so God is doing a new thing. And I love that. Like, we always get so wrapped up in these boxes and these models, which they could be. We can use those as tools and arrows and markers and indications on how to get to, but we do need to keep focused on the fact that we are something new. We are a miracle in itself, and God's got something bigger, better, greater.
It is so true. And he will give you signs along the way. He will you, because I ended up on the Steve Harvey show. I'm on WCIU, the Jam. Another episode just aired tonight. Like, he will give you signs that you're in the right position, so
Yeah.
that you won't question where he's taking you. So I agree with you. I love that Tasha Cobb song, and I also love Hezekiah Walker. God favors you.
Yeah.
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 Awesome. Well, I just want I'm so proud of you. Like,
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Lynn. Thank you so much.
yes, you are wonderful and amazing. I love your energy. Like, I always get this LWOO, and I love it. Like, I know that there's so many dimensions that make you you. So I'm
Thank
definitely glad that you
you.
came on here to share your journey with us. Like you said, like we don't see the journey. You know, we don't see the journey. We see people see that, you know, like that iceberg meme, like people see the top,
Yeah.
but they don't see all the things that make us us and make creatives the amazing people that we are. So we've been through some things.
Yes. We've been through.
Not even been through, we've overcome some things, and we're going to continue to overcome, and we're going to bring people along the way and on the journey. So
Yes.
thank you so much for being on Tea Time with Lynn. You have to come back.
Yes, I would love to come back. And I thank you so much, Lynn. I'm extremely proud of you as well. Ever since we've met, we have been connected,
Yes.
and we don't miss a beat whenever we speak. And
Yep.
it's just a sisterhood that I'm truly grateful and thankful for. And I thank you for selecting me to be on your show, because you could have chose anybody, but you chose me, and I'm truly, truly honored. And lastly, I love what you said about overcoming, because if we all check our track record, we have over every single thing that we thought that we weren't going to survive. God brought us through. Check your track record.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So I just want to say thank you to all of our viewers. I'm loving your comments. Carmen says we're preaching. And so if you're just joining, you can check the replay either on my IGTV, on YouTube, and LWOO. I'm definitely going to send you the video too, so you can post it or share it or whatever it is that you want to do with it. But guys, we people, we love that you have joined us and been so engaging. I hope that you found this valuable, and stay tuned for the next Tea Time with Lynn. Happens on Tuesdays. Now I want to tell y'all something. While we're talking about self-care, Miss Lynn Solar will be off next week. So,
yes, that's real.
Right. I have done Tea Time with Lynn for 8 weeks straight.
Wow.
This is my first time doing social media so consistently, and these past 3 months, this first quarter has been amazing, productive, and also very different. And so that also requires me to take rest and to practice what I am preaching. And I'm going to have my end of the month break this week. So Tea Time won't be happening next Tuesday, but we'll be back on April 6th. And we're going to be talking back with my bro, Laura Ills, who we had earlier in the month. And he's going to come back and talk to us about self-care as well. So can't wait to see you all. Love you all. Be good. Have an amazing week. And thank you so much, LWOO. LWOO, I always forget to do this with my people. One, I want us to take like 2 seconds to just smile, so I have a nice little picture for my cover. You ready?
Yo.
Cheese. Okay, good. My last thing is, what are you gonna do to self-care?
Wow.
Tonight or the next week?
Yes, what I'm going to do to self-care is take that bubble bath. Take that bubble bath. I bend over a lot through the week, that I owe it to myself to take that bubble bath.
Yes, amazing. And we already heard mine. I'm taking a week off. All right, love you so much. Love to everybody that's watching.
Yes, thank you. Bye-bye.